When it comes to buying a car, we all want to feel like we're getting the best value for our money. Whether it's a rugged truck for work or a family SUV for road trips, we want something reliable, affordable, and built to last. But what if I told you that one of the most iconic car brands in the world is in serious trouble, and their latest move could either save them or send them crashing even further? In this video, we're diving into Ram's shocking announcement that's sending shockwaves through the entire car market. This isn't just a price cut, it's a complete game changer. And trust me, this isn't just good news for car buyers. It's a move that could completely reshape the industry as we know it. From slashing prices by up to 35% to taking on giants like Ford and GM, Ram is making a bold play to win back customers and reclaim its place in the market. But here's the kicker. This move could also trigger a full-blown price war, forcing every major automaker to rethink their strategies. And that's something you don't want to miss. Stick with me to the end, because this isn't just about Ram. It's about what this means for you as a car buyer. Miss this, and you could be paying thousands more than you need to for your next vehicle. The bombshell announcement. Ram's latest announcement isn't just a price cut, it's a game changer. Here's the deal, Ram has just announced a 35% price cut across its entire lineup. That's right, 35%. And this isn't some vague promise for the distant future. Starting in the second quarter of 2025, these price reductions are rolling out, and they're going to make Ram's vehicles a whole lot more affordable. But let's put this into perspective. Take the Ram 1500 Tungsten, for example. This truck, with all its bells and whistles, used to come with an eye-watering price tag of $100,000. But with this new strategy, that same truck will now set you back around $65,000. $65,000. Suddenly, what was once a dream truck for the elite is now within reach for a much broader audience. This isn't just about making Ram's vehicles cheaper, it's about sending a message to the competition. Ford and GM have been dominating the truck and SUV market for years, but Ram is saying, hey, we're still in the game and we're coming for a bigger slice of the pie. And honestly, this couldn't have come at a better time. With sales tanking and competitors gaining ground, Ram needed to do something drastic. But will this bold move be enough to turn things around? Why this matters for consumers. For consumers, this is huge, but it's not all good news. Let's talk about what this means for you, the buyer. On the surface, this price cut is a dream come true. Lower prices mean smaller monthly payments, better financing deals, and more accessible vehicles. For families looking for their first SUV or first-time truck buyers hoping to score a solid workhorse, this could be a game changer. But here's the catch. Not everyone is going to be celebrating. If you bought a Ram vehicle recently, especially in 2024, this news might leave a bitter taste in your mouth. Why? Because these price cuts could lead to rapid depreciation. Imagine this. You bought a brand new Ram truck for $75,000, expecting it to hold its value for years. But now, with prices slashed by 35%, your truck could lose nearly $25,000 in value overnight. That's a tough pill to swallow, especially if you're still making hefty monthly payments. So while this is great news for budget-conscious buyers, it's a mixed bag for recent customers, and that's something Ram will need to address if they want to keep their loyal fan base happy. The bigger picture for Ram. This isn't just about saving Ram, it's about reclaiming the market. Ram's price-cutting strategy isn't just a desperate attempt to boost sales, it's a calculated move to reclaim its place in the market. For years, Ram has been overshadowed by Ford and GM, but this bold announcement could change everything. By making its vehicles more affordable, Ram isn't just trying to attract new buyers, it's aiming to steal market share from its competitors. And with prices now in the same range as Ford's F-Series and GM's Silverado, Ram is positioning itself as a serious contender in the truck and SUV market. But here's the thing, this isn't just about numbers and market share, it's about rebuilding trust. Over the years, Ram has earned a reputation for being overpriced, and that's alienated a lot of potential buyers. This price cut is a clear message, Ram is listening and they're ready to make things right. Of course, pulling this off won't be easy, there are challenges ahead, and Ram will need to navigate them carefully if they want to succeed. But one thing's for sure, this announcement has put Ram back in the spotlight, and the industry is watching closely. Stellantis' struggles. Ram isn't the only one struggling, Stellantis as a whole is in trouble. To understand why Ram's announcement is such a big deal, we need to look at the bigger picture. Stellantis, the parent company of Ram, Jeep, Dodge, and Chrysler, has been facing some serious challenges. Back in the day, Stellantis was a powerhouse. Jeep was the go-to brand for adventurers, Dodge ruled the muscle car scene, and Chrysler was synonymous with luxury and innovation. But fast forward to today, and it's like the company hit a giant pothole. Sales are down across the board, and Stellantis is struggling to find its way forward. Jeep, once the king of off-road adventures, has seen its sales drop by a jaw-dropping 44% since 2018. Dodge, the brand that gave us iconic muscle cars like the Charger and Challenger, has seen sales plummet by 67% since 2013. And Chrysler, the symbol of American ingenuity, is barely holding on in a market dominated by electric vehicles and cutting-edge tech. So what's going on? Why is Stellantis, a company with such a rich history, struggling so much? The answer lies in one word: pricing. The overpricing problem. Stellantis' biggest mistake? Pricing themselves out of the market. Let's break it down. Stellantis has long been known for slapping eye-watering price tags on their vehicles. Take the Ram 1500 Tungsten for example. Sure, it's a fancy pickup truck with all the bells and whistles, but at its core, it's still a pickup. Yet stroll into a dealership and you'll see a price tag creeping well over $100,000. Seriously, $100,000 for a truck? That's not just a splurge, it's a full-on investment. And it's not just their trucks. Stellantis' entire lineup has fallen into the overpriced trap. Rugged Jeeps that used to be known for accessible off-road adventures now have price tags that feel more luxury weekend getaway than let's hit the trails. Family-friendly SUVs that should be budget-friendly. Nope, they're sitting in price ranges where they're suddenly competing with luxury brands. Even Dodge sedans, which used to be known for muscle on a budget, now seem to be flexing their prices more than their horsepower. The problem spills over into vehicles that are supposed to be affordable. Compact SUVs and crossovers, which have become the bread and butter segment for most automakers, are somehow priced as if they're premium. It's like Stellantis didn't get the memo that these segments are meant to cater to practical buyers, not luxury seekers. Now, think about the buyers they're alienating. Picture a young family hunting for their first SUV. They're looking for something reliable, spacious, and, most importantly, affordable. Or maybe it's a first-time truck buyer hoping to score a solid, dependable workhorse. They walk into a Stellantis dealership, take one look at those sticker prices, and probably back out faster than a Dodge Hellcat off the line. Instead, they'll head over to Ford or Chevrolet, where prices are more realistic, or maybe even Toyota, which offers that sweet balance of quality and affordability. Stellantis seems to have priced itself out of its own customer base, leaving everyday buyers feeling like these once accessible brands are now out of reach. It's no wonder their sales are tanking when competitors are offering similar, or better, vehicles without asking buyers to break the bank. The competition. While Stellantis was sleeping, Ford and GM were hustling. While Stellantis has been struggling, its biggest rivals, Ford and General Motors, have been making bold moves. Ford, for example, has been riding the electric wave with the F-150 Lightning, a truck that's not just innovative but also competitively priced. And GM, they've been pumping out electric vehicles that combine cutting-edge tech with real-world practicality. But it's not just about electric vehicles. Ford and GM have also been aggressive with their pricing strategies, offering deals and incentives that make it hard for buyers to say no. In 2024, Ford and GM were locked in a price war so intense it felt like a heavyweight boxing match, but with discounts instead of punches. It was a buyer's market. And Stellantis? Well, they were just watching from the sidelines. While Ford and GM were throwing down in the ring, Stellantis was grabbing popcorn instead of joining the fight. And that's a problem. In a market as competitive as trucks and SUVs, you've got to fight for every customer. Stellantis didn't, and they paid the price. Big time. The global challenge. Stellantis' problems aren't just in North America, they're global. Stellantis' struggles aren't limited to North America. The company has seen a 20% drop in global vehicle shipments, with North America taking the biggest hit at 36%. That's a staggering decline, and it shows just how deep the problems run. Part of the issue is the shift in consumer habits. Electric vehicles are shaking up the industry, and Stellantis has been slow to adapt. Meanwhile, supply chain issues and changing regulations are adding to the pressure. But perhaps the biggest challenge is competition. Ford and GM aren't just dominating the North American market, they're making waves globally. And Stellantis, they're still leaning on their older models, the ones that might have been hits in the past but now feel a little outdated. So what's the solution? Stellantis knows they need to make a bold move, and that's exactly what they're doing with their massive price cuts. But will it be enough to turn things around? The price-cutting strategy. Stellantis' plan is bold, but is it enough? Stellantis isn't just making a small adjustment, they're going all in. The company has announced a 35% price cut across its entire lineup, starting in the second quarter of 2025. This isn't just about shaving a few dollars off the sticker price. It's a massive reduction that could make Ram's vehicles some of the most affordable options on the market. Take the Ram 1500 Tungsten, for example. This truck, which used to cost $100,000, will now be priced at around $65,000. That's a $35,000 drop, almost unheard of in the automotive world. And it's not just the Tungsten. Every Ram model, from the base trim to the fully loaded versions, will see significant price reductions. But this isn't just about making Ram's vehicles cheaper, it's about sending a message to the competition. Ford and GM have been dominating the truck and SUV market for years, but Ram is saying, hey, we're still in the game and we're coming for a bigger slice of the pie. And honestly, this couldn't have come at a better time. With sales tanking and competitors gaining ground, Ram needed to do something drastic. But will this bold move be enough to turn things around? The risks of rapid depreciation. For recent buyers, this could be a financial nightmare. While the price cuts are great news for budget-conscious buyers, they're a double-edged sword. For anyone who bought a Ram vehicle recently, especially in 2024, this announcement could be a bitter pill to swallow. Why? Because these price cuts could lead to rapid depreciation. Imagine this, you bought a brand new Ram truck for $75,000, expecting it to hold its value for years. But now, with prices slashed by 35%, your truck could lose nearly $25,000 in value overnight. That's a tough pill to swallow, especially if you're still making hefty monthly payments. And it's not just about the financial hit. For many buyers, a vehicle is more than just a mode of transportation, it's an investment. When that investment loses value so quickly, it can leave buyers feeling frustrated and betrayed. So while this is great news for budget-conscious buyers, it's a mixed bag for recent customers, and that's something Ram will need to address if they want to keep their loyal fan base happy. The dealership dilemma. Dealerships are key to Stellantis' plan, but they're part of the problem. What Stellantis' price-cutting strategy isn't just about lowering prices, it's about getting dealerships on board, and that's where things get tricky. Dealerships are independent businesses, and they have their own bottom lines to worry about. If Stellantis slashes prices by 35%, dealerships could see their profit margins shrink dramatically. To make matters worse, some dealerships might try to offset the price cuts by adding hidden fees or markups. This could undermine Stellantis' strategy and leave buyers feeling like they're not actually getting a good deal. So how is Stellantis planning to handle this? The company has announced plans to incentivize dealerships to comply with the new pricing. This could include rewards or bonuses for sticking to the agreed upon prices. But will it be enough to keep dealerships in line? The industry-wide impact. Stellantis' move could trigger a price war, and that's both good and bad. Ram's price cuts aren't just a big deal for Stellantis. They could have a ripple effect across the entire industry. If Ram's vehicles become significantly cheaper than Ford's F-Series or GM's Silverado, it could force those companies to lower their prices as well. On the surface, this is great news for consumers. A price war could make trucks and SUVs more affordable across the board, giving buyers more options and better deals. But there's a downside. Lower prices could squeeze profit margins for automakers, potentially leading to cost-cutting measures that affect quality. And for Stellantis, the stakes are even higher. If they can't balance affordability with quality, they risk losing even more customers. So while this is a bold move, it's not without risks. Stellantis will need to tread carefully if they want to come out on top. The Hemi controversy. Ram's decision to phase out the Hemi V8 has fans furious. One of the most controversial moves Ram has made in recent years is the decision to phase out the iconic Hemi V8 engine. For decades, the Hemi has been a symbol of power, performance, and American muscle. It's not just an engine, it's a legacy. But now, Ram is moving to the twin-turbo Hurricane engine. On paper, the Hurricane is a worthy successor. It's more efficient, packs a serious punch, and the tech behind it is cutting edge. But for die-hard Ram fans, it's just not the same. The Hemi wasn't just about raw power, it was about identity. That deep, primal growl from the dual exhaust wasn't just noise, it was a badge of honor. For Ram owners, the Hemi was a statement. It said, "This truck means business." The Hurricane, on the other hand, is quiet. Too quiet. Instead of the Hemi's chest-thumping growl, you get a gentle hum. Sure, it's whispering, "I've got power," but for die-hard Ram fans, that whisper might as well be silence. It's missing the soul, the raw emotion that made the Hemi an icon. So, while the move to the Hurricane makes sense from a technical and environmental standpoint, it's a tough sell for loyal Ram enthusiasts, and that's something Ram will need to address if they want to keep their fan base happy. The electric future. Electric vehicles are the future, but is Ram ready? The automotive industry is undergoing a massive transformation, and electric vehicles, EVs, are at the forefront of that change. Ford and GM have been leading the charge, with models like the F-150 Lightning and the GMC Hummer EV making waves in the market. But where does Ram stand? So far, Ram has been slower to adopt electric technology. While Ford and GM have been pumping out electric trucks and SUVs, Ram has been leaning on its older models. That's not to say Ram isn't planning for the future. The company has announced plans to release an electric Ram truck in the coming years. But the question is, will it be enough to catch up to the competition? The transition to electric vehicles isn't just about technology, it's about meeting consumer demand. As more and more buyers look for eco-friendly options, Ram will need to step up its game if it wants to stay relevant. The road ahead for Stellantis. Stellantis has a lot to prove, and not much time to do it. Stellantis' price-cutting strategy is a bold move, but it's just the first step in a long road to recovery. The company has a lot of ground to make up, and it won't be easy. One of the biggest challenges Stellantis faces is rebuilding trust. Over the years, the company has earned a reputation for being overpriced and out of touch with everyday buyers. This price cut is a step in the right direction, but it's not enough on its own. Stellantis will also need to focus on innovation. The automotive industry is evolving faster than ever, and companies that fail to adapt will be left behind. That means investing in electric vehicles, advanced tech, and new designs that appeal to modern buyers. But perhaps the biggest challenge is competition. Ford and GM aren't just sitting back, they're hustling, and if Stellantis wants to keep up, they'll need to bring their A game. The big question: will Stellantis' bold move pay off, or will it backfire? So here's the big question: will Ram's price cuts save the brand, or will they backfire? On the one hand, this move could be exactly what Ram needs to regain its footing in the market. Lower prices could attract new buyers, steal market share from competitors, and rebuild trust with consumers. But on the other hand, there are risks. Rapid depreciation could alienate recent buyers, and dealership markups could undermine the price cuts. And if Stellantis can't balance affordability with quality, they risk losing even more customers. Ultimately, the success of this strategy will depend on execution. If Stellantis can pull it off, this could be a game changer for the brand and the industry as a whole. But if they stumble, it could be a costly mistake. So, what do you think? Will Ram's price cut save the brand, or will they backfire? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.